September 22nd, 2021. I'm watching CBS this morning, and up pops this girl apparently redid a couple of the company logos, LOGOS, since nothing in branding really. It's all so confused and conjoined and articulated in all the wrong ways. Now, what's interesting is at the end, she does the CBS, but she moves the C over here, and then it's just BS. Now, I'm wondering, is that Bahama Services? Because that's what it feels like. But just catch this one. She redoes the Detroit Lions. She takes the Lions away from them and puts Detroit Lines, LINES.
Getting a lot of laughs. The first logo I chose to work on was Starbucks. I don't like anything about it. I redesigned it with more of a happier feel. There's not even any words indicating which brand this is. You just have to guess. This is my redesign of Apple's logo.
Well, it started as a joke, but now some of the companies are actually using her designs on their TikTok profiles. For instance, the NFL's, you'll like this, Nate, Detroit Lions took it a step further.
I don't really understand your logo. It needed to be simplified quite a bit, so I just cleaned it up, and this will look a lot nicer on jerseys, helmets,
Detroit Lines.
Oh my goodness. Detroit Lines? Is that your saying? This is what not to do. What a line on that.
Detroit Lines,
Honestly,
okay?
I love a little wordplay. That's fantastic.
I like it too.
I love that.
We asked Gay to redesign our logo, and she calls this her best work so far.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Let's see it.
What do we got here?
CBS.
There it is. It's nice and simple. How do you like that sound? I love it.
See how the C is just outside the circle, and then you got the BS on the inside. And look at this. None of the lines seem to be just perfect. They seem to be off. Now, here's the real kicker on this one. What happens is, I think the reason why this was going off was because when you create a brand, you create a symbol, you create a following originally, the original symbol and brand has a certain articulation and a certain expectation and a certain campaign that it starts with. That's why you create a symbol and some words and an anthology and a logos, and a movement. What's happening this late in the game is there's some really wealthy jerk-offs, really, that like to target certain brands that they've already done research on to steal prior campaigns, prior logos, prior atmos, and then once they own like a monopoly piece, those pieces, they then try in really dangerous areas to manipulate and change things and work them in their favor. This is one of those silent club game things that go on that, like, I'm like, are you all really, like, I mean, you're begging for needles. That's what I saw on an earlier segment. I mean, there's a mom who literally is begging for her 12-year-old, for her 11-year-old to get needles. I'm like, what the hell world did I wake up in? Hang on a sec. So now, are you like trying to tell me, because he's the BS representative at Bahama Services on CBS, that now he's getting credit for the FDA warning? Because I'm doing a parlay overlay. That means my people are protected.
Who does not want to wait?
And at the bottom it says
It
global.
was probably the scariest thing as a parent I've had to deal with.
Lisa Shapiro says she
What's scary as a parent of 4 gentlemen, that I'm living in an area that's out of control, and they're actually begging drug makers to give their kids bioengineered products and shoot them up like heroin addicts with unbeknownst future results for their kids' futures.
felt helpless watching her daughter suffer from COVID.
Is it going to turn on a dime? And is, shortness of breath walking up the stairs?
Shortness of breath walking up the stairs. That's weather pattern. That's an extrinsic outcome that can be fixed with taking back national security and the weather machine and the pressure machine that affects the anatomy as it walks through time and space. What you're all doing is asking people you don't know about to give you a magical dose of some unknown lottery game for your children's future just so they fix the weather machine now. That's what Earth I'm living on. It's really scary to wake up here every day.
Going to turn into serious shortness of breath where she can't catch her breath.
While both girls are okay now,
Maybe you want to check instead of with the doctors that are like, I mean, it is like a rally. They're all excited. They're like getting behind this. I mean, it's really scary to watch some of the pieces that you put on here. I'm still in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. I'm trying to work on this project of time and space tearing apart, but I'm in this, this is where the symbol of the flag is, which again scares me as to what is purchasing logos and anthos and prior campaign and then trying to now take that good name and that good whatever and change it into a disgusting, vulnerable, haphazard terrorist organization is what it feels like.
now, Shapiro knew she did not want them to go through it again. She got her 14-year-old daughter, Ann
This is
Payton, vaccinated
all
this
that they
summer.
spend money
Her
on.
younger daughter,
Not
Alexandra,
education of
We're
civics,
very
not how to
together.
protect
We're
yourself with
impatiently
national
waiting.
weather
Have you
pattern.
been tempted to ask
Just
your pediatrician?
take
Come on, she's
heroin-like
11 and a half,
needles
that's almost 12.
with unknown results in the future on a lotto
I
system.
know of some families who have very large 11-year-olds who have sort of snuck into some of the mass vaccine sites and things like that.
Dr. Scott Krugman is Vice Chair of Pediatrics at the Herman and Walter Samuelson Children's Hospital at Sinai in Baltimore.
When a parent asks you to vaccinate their kid who's under 12, what do you say to them?
It's really important to wait for the tests to be done, the studies to be done, and the Advisory Council on Immunization Practices and the American Academy of Pediatrics to say, now's the time. And we're hoping now's the time is coming sooner rather than later.
Parents are also hoping authorization comes soon, especially since Pfizer said its vaccine is safe and effective in young children.
What do you think about the news coming out of Pfizer about their vaccine for...
It's amazing. They know how these drug companies are set up, their boards, their clinical, and it says trial. TRIAL. We're going to try you out as a human with our bioengineered products stuck into your genes. And if we don't like something you or your kid says or does in the future, that's it. We're hitting a trigger. Fingers on the trigger? Yeah, it's a keyboard. Well, why are you giving them, like, strokes on keys on a board that could be in somebody's creepy basement, that they got surveillance on your kid? They don't like that your kid said something that they heard wrong, and all of a sudden it's stroking out your kid. It's September 22nd, 2021, in the most scariest
For 5 to
world
11-year-olds.
to wake up in every day.
I'm excited. I've been waiting for it and hoping
And
for it.
this is
Having
what I'm
the
hoping
vaccine
is
everything. It
voting
will take so much worry away.
per day. I
Dr.
mean,
Delapuk is joining us right now. Good morning.
watch
Now,
this, cheerleader.
Should the authorization process make parents a little bit more optimistic?
I think it should. You know, Nate, the FDA can't win, right? Some people say they're moving too quickly. Other people saying they're moving too slowly. Remember 5 days ago, there was an advisory meeting of the FDA to consider...
Now, where do they announce this shit? They don't announce it here, so we get like after the fact, and the times, I can't even verify that they even add up.
Whether the booster should be given, the Pfizer booster should be given for people 16 and over. And you remember the president got a little bit ahead of this and had raised expectations that on the 20th of September that people 16.
I can't even listen to this shit. They can't get their story straight. It's *1978, *8378, Nicole Cattaruzza.